Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris here, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on Spider-Man: Far From Home, which I was finally able to catch last night. So to get out of the house and carve out some time to see that. And yet again, I am consistently impressed by the quality of the Marvel movies and what they're able to do. I really liked Spider-Man: Homecoming a lot. It's actually one of my favorite of the Marvel movies. I've always been a big Spider-Man fan, even though I didn't really read a whole lot of the comic books. I've just always enjoyed that character. I've always kind of enjoyed the dorky teenage aspect of that, which I think is kind of fun. And maybe I can relate to it a little bit, having been a dorky teenager myself, like a lot of people. But it just was a really inventive, really creative, really entertaining teen romance that actually in some ways had shades of Iron Man 3 kind of embedded in it. And I don't say that to be a bad thing, because I kind of liked Iron Man 3. I know a lot of people didn't like it. But if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're going to see it, you'll understand, I think, when you see it. But it worked really well. And I think one of the things that it did especially well was sort of build on the events of Endgame and what happened there, and how Peter Parker is grappling with the world kind of expecting him to take on the mantle of something like Iron Man, and how he feels about having lost his mentor and his friend Tony Stark, and how he sort of works through that. And actually, this was a much more kind of emotionally resonant movie than I expected it to be. I knew that they were going to allude to a lot of the stuff that happened in Endgame necessarily because of how important that was to the Marvel universe, the MCU, but it hit a chord with me a little bit more than I thought it would, in a good way. But as you would expect with Spider-Man, it was a funny movie. I really enjoyed watching it. I went by myself, had a full bag of popcorn. There weren't a whole lot of people in the theater, but it was just a really fun movie-going experience. I think this weekend everybody was seeing Lion King, and I honestly don't really have a huge desire to see that, just knowing, I think, that in a lot of ways it's sort of beat by beat on point with the original movie. But anyway, if you like Marvel movies, if you like the MCU, of course it's worth checking out. I don't necessarily know that it's something you have to see in theaters, but you should see it if you've been keeping up with the MCU. And again, in a lot of ways, I made a video about this, several months back, I think, but the MCU has become kind of the new Star Wars. And I say that with all respect for Star Wars, because I like Star Wars more than Marvel, to be honest with you, but I think the consistent quality of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what it's been able to accomplish in terms of just having this wide-ranging story that covers all kinds of different characters and somehow manages to bring them all together in different movies, works really well. So, if I had to score the movie, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10. I think the first maybe 20 to 30 minutes of the movie are a little bit slower than they could have been, and it took a little while to sort of get traction and get going. But once it does, again, it's a really effective Marvel movie. It works exceptionally well, and I highly recommend it. So if you've seen Far From Home, let me know what you think about it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Stay tuned. I'll have some more movie reviews coming soon, some more Blu-ray reviews that I've been sort of working on, and actually some more book reviews for the more literary minded. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.